Shabbat Shalom. Luke chapter 14, verses 34 through 35. Salt is not good anymore if it loses its saltiness. And anybody who believes to be in a good connection relationship, a covenant contract relationship with the Creator, the Father of lights, the husbandman, and abides and remains in his Son, the Good Shepherd, the bridegroom, the true vine, and is filled with Ruach HaKodesh, and is led by the power thereof, and knows Psalm 36:9, John 10:10, Revelation 3:20, and many other verses. And knowing those verses is not a requirement, but I'm just saying it is important to know God's Word, to read God's Word, to live God's Word, to sleep God's Word, and to know what the Father of lights is showing you to do, because you realize why He put you here on this planet. You're using your time and your talents. You're spending many hours in prayer, many hours in the Bible. You're doing the things that the Father is showing you to do in the name of His Son, Yeshua, by the power of His Spirit, by faith and with love. Luke chapter 14, verses 34 through 35. Salt is no good if it loses its saltiness. Acts chapter 27, verses 17 through 22. Better to listen to God than to not. 1 Samuel 19, verses 23 through 24. God rules over all people, and He does whatever He wants to do, whatever He pleases. 2 Samuel chapter 16, verses 20 through 23. There was a guy who gave lousy advice to Absalom, and there were those who became the enemies of David. They chose very poorly by doing such a thing. And so, as it is, when you war against God's anointed, His beloved representatives that are here in this world, then you're warring against Him. You're telling Him that you may want Him to kill you as soon as possible and send your lousy soul into the eternal lake of fire forever. So not a good idea to war against God's beloved children, His anointed, because in so doing, you're warring against Him. He may choose to convert you and save your soul. He may choose to do a lot of nice things, but He may not. So always make peace with God. Every day is a day of salvation. Every day is a day that God has made for His obedient children to rejoice and be glad. God's obedient children are in this world to learn and to serve, to remain humble in heart as little children, to exercise this most holy childlike faith, to be humble, thankful, grateful, joyful, appreciative, to see the things that God is saying, to know them, to believe them, to trust Him, to walk in the truth, to rejoice in the truth, to shine the truth of the gospel, to tell people that there are many awesome, wonderful stories and so many wonderful, awesome things to learn. And the 5 wise virgins, very good story. The 5 wise virgins have their lamps trimmed, and they're burning bright. They're filled with oil, and they are ready to meet the bridegroom in the air. Some people love the appearing of the Son of God, and they're ready for the rapture. They're ready for the judgment seat of Messiah. They are ready for the wedding banquet. They are ready for the new heavens, the new earth, and the new Jerusalem. And then you have those that are not ready, prepared, and positioned for such. So out of all of these, I would say the most important are Isaiah chapter 13, verses 17 through 22, which talks about God's judgment and punishment for the ungodly. And Luke 14, verses 34 through 35. This is important because this has to do with salt not being, it's good for nothing when it loses its saltiness. So those who are ungodly are going to hell forever, and those who are not obeying God are on the chopping block.